Let's look at this set. My friend Himanshu sent me an email which had details of the marks that he scored in 4 subjects. Instead of sending the marks in each subject separately, he said that he added the marks in 2 subjects at a time and was sending the 6 unequal totals so obtained. When he says 6 unequal totals so obtained, he's effectively saying all the 4 marks obtained by him have to be distinct scores. Okay. These totals were given in ascending order in the file that he sent as an attachment with an email. When I opened the email attachment, I found that the first, third, and fourth figures appeared as junk characters due to some corruption in the file. I could read only the remaining 3 figures, which is to say the first value was unreadable, the second value was 169, the third value was unreadable, the fourth value was unreadable, the fifth value was 178, and the final value was 180. Okay. Now, let's say the marks that he obtained in 4 subjects were A, B, C, and D. And these A, B, C, D are, not equal to, only less than. Now see, the smallest total would be obtained by A plus B. And the second smallest total will be obtained by A plus C only. Any other combo of 4 marks, if you take up, it will not create the second smallest total. It will necessarily be the smallest and the third smallest. Similarly, when we are looking at 180, this can only be created by C plus D. And when we look at 178, this can only be created by B plus D. The second smallest and the largest, only these two. The working from here is, hopefully you can see, A plus B is the smallest. The 2 smallest, if I take, it is the smallest, that is known. And C plus D is the largest. This everyone can pretty much figure out. But now the other combinations left are A plus C, A plus D, B plus C, and B plus D. Among these 4, can you see A plus C will always be smaller than the others? A plus C compared to A plus D, C is smaller than D, so A plus C is smaller. When comparing A plus C to B plus C, A is smaller than B, so this is smaller. And comparing A plus C to B plus D, A is smaller than B and C is smaller than D. So this has to be the second smallest figure. 169 has to be A plus C. In the same vein, you can perhaps go ahead and see B plus D is always larger than all other combinations. B plus C is less than B plus D. D is greater than C, so this wins. A plus D versus B plus D, B is greater than A, so B plus D wins. And B plus D versus A plus C, B is greater than A, D is greater than C, so B plus D wins. So B plus D is 178, C plus D, the largest two, and A plus C is 160. With this, there are certain inferences that we can draw. Which are wonderful. First thing is, can you see A plus C and B plus D, the second value and the second last value, A plus B plus C plus D will now be equal to 347. And within this, we know A plus C plus D. Within this, we know C plus D is 180. So A plus B will be equal to 167. The smallest value has also been identified. This is necessarily 167. Apart from this, let's see. Now that A plus B is 167, A is the smallest value. From here, can I infer A has to be less than equal to 83? A has to be less than equal to 83. Okay. From A plus B to A plus C, the increase in values of 2, which is to say, C has to be B plus 2. C has to be 2 more than B. From A plus B to 178, A plus B to B plus D, or A plus C to C plus D. In either case, see, we are removing A and we are introducing D. Yet, and therefore, the total increases by 11. So can I say D is equal to A plus 11? D is equal to A plus 11. Another inference that we have drawn. And finally, look at this last term. Look at this last term. C plus D is equal to 180. Given that D is greater than C, can I say D has to be greater than equal to 91? D has to be greater than equal to 91. And now use this point and this point together. Use this point and this point. If D has to be greater than equal to 91, can I say if the LHS is greater than equal to 91, A plus 11 has to be at least equal to, A plus 11 has to be at least equal to A 91. A plus 11 has to be at least equal to 91, or A also has to be greater than equal to 80. We know the upper limit for A. A has to be less than equal to 83. And using D is greater than equal to 91 and D is equal to A plus 11, A also has to be greater than equal to 80, which is now wonderful because now see, we have A, B, C, D. Cases if I make, if I take A as 80, if I take A as 80, instantly I get D as 91. This is possible. And because A is 80, B will be 87. And also because C is 2 more than B, C will be 89. Another way we can reach C equal to 89 is C plus D is 180. So if D is 91, C has to be 89. This is one possible case. I'll call it case 1. Case 2 will be when A is 81, then D will be 92, and B will be 86, and C will be 88. This is case 2. How about case 3? A will be 82, D will be 93. Now B will be 85 and C will be 87. And final case, case 4, this is stemming from A lying in the range 80 to 83. A will be 83, B will be 84, C will be 86, and D will be 94. These are the 4 cases possible. These are the 4 cases possible for the 4 scores obtained by Himanshu. Okay, let's get back to the rest of the question. So far, we have only read this part. I sent a mail back to Himanshu that I needed more data to calculate his marks in each subject. We have 4 cases, but we need more data to calculate his marks in each subject. He replied as follows. Instead of using my marks in the email, if I had used the marks that my friend Amit scored in the same 4 subjects, you would still have got the same figures for the 3 totals that you were able to read in the email. Now see, essentially what he's saying is, you would get the same result for A plus C, you would get the same result for A plus C, you would get the same result for B plus D, you would get the same result for C plus D. In other words, what he's saying, simply looking at 169 and 178, is he saying the total summation will be identical for me and for my friend Amit, which is to say, even for Amit, one of these cases is going to be valid. Even for Amit, one of these cases is going to be valid. Okay. Next, the highest marks that I scored among the 4 subjects is more than that scored by Amit. Which is to say, case 4, the highest marks cannot be Amit. The highest marks scored by me in the 4 subjects is higher than that scored by Amit. Can I say this case 4 cannot be Amit? Because if this case 4 was Amit, then Himanshu cannot possibly score higher marks than that. Okay. Next, there is no multiple of 5 among, also, if case 4 cannot be Amit, case 4 cannot be Amit, can I say case 1 cannot be Himanshu? This cannot be Himanshu. Because if this was Himanshu, his highest score will be 91 and Amit's case will necessarily be different. Amit's case will necessarily be different. Okay. Next, last line. There is no multiple of 5 among Amit's marks. whereas there is one among mine. This cannot be Himanshu. This case has no multiple of 5. Case 3 has a multiple of 5, and this can be Himanshu. So now we know for certain this is Himanshu. Now we know for certain this is Himanshu. Okay. And Amit cannot have a multiple of 5 in its listing. Can you see Amit can't be case 4? Can Amit be case 1? No, not possible because there is a multiple of 5. So the only case that is valid for Amit is case 2. Amit's 4 marks in the 4 subjects are 81, 86, 88, 92. And Himanshu's 4 marks in the 4 subjects are 82, 85, 87, and 93. We know all this identical. We know all this information. Let us get to individual questions. Which of the following statements is not true regarding the marks of Himanshu in the mentioned 4 subjects? The highest mark is not less than 91. The highest marks is 93. So this is true. Cannot be the answer. The sum of the highest mark and the third highest mark is 178. Highest mark and the third highest mark is basically B plus D. It is 178 regardless of what case you take. This is gone. The sum of the third highest mark and the fourth highest mark is 169. Third highest mark and fourth highest mark is A plus B. A plus B was 167. They are saying 169, which is incorrect. So this has to be the answer. Last question. The least mark is not more than 83. That is always true. The least mark is not more than 83. So this is also gone. The answer to the fifth question has to be option C. Next, what is the highest mark scored by Himanshu? For Himanshu, the highest mark scored was 93. So option D. What is the difference between the highest mark scored by Amit? Amit's highest mark is 92. And the lowest mark scored by Himanshu. Himanshu's lowest marks is 82. So 92 minus 82, the answer is 10. Last question. What is the least mark scored by Amit? The least mark scored by Amit is 81, which is not present within the options. So answer has to be option D, none of these. And that is the entirety of the set. This is a beautiful twist on our standard taking 2 marks together at the same time. Hopefully you learned something.